the first thing he says is he broke it, he gave it, and he says, take, eat, this is my body. Takes the cup, drink of it, this is my blood. Now think about that for a second. God had already set up, there can't be forgiveness of sins without the shedding of blood. Why is that? Ask yourself that question. Why would he make it that way? That blood would become the issue. Because blood is life, and he wants something that, here's the picture of blood. Blood is the kind of thing that symbolizes how bad your sin is. And the reason you can't understand why God would require blood for your sin is because you don't think your sin is bad enough. See, blood is the kind of thing that at the sight of it makes us sick. Like, we don't like looking at blood. We turn away from blood. When you see a room, if there's been a murder scene and there's blood all over the place, you're like, oh, I can't even look at it. Right? There's people, this week, my wife had come back from Uganda, and there was some people sitting in a room, and they were talking about the fact that last year, one of my kids got what are called jiggers, all right? And jiggers are things that when you kind of wade around in the water of Uganda a little bit, then these little worms get into your feet, and then you sometimes only notice them when you get home and you got to dig them out because they never die. They're just the worm that doesn't die. And so they were talking about it, and one of the girls who had gone to them, they're sitting around this living room, and she goes, yeah, it's crazy. I had this little spot on my foot. I was wondering, and my wife looks at it and goes, oh man, that's a jigger. And they're like, what? So they take the thing out and they start peeling away her skin. All right, and they start digging away, and they said, go get the scissors, and they start cutting her foot open, all right? Some of you are like, stop talking about this. No, I'm gonna talk about this, because I want you to be squeamish. That's the point of the blood. And so they start cutting it open, and everyone's freaking out, and oh my goodness, I can't. And they're squeezing, because the thing won't come, like a bad zit, and they need to squeeze it and get the thing to come up out of the skin so that they can grab it. And so they grab it, and they're 20 minutes on this woman, and they're like, oh my goodness, and they're all, the kids are freaking out, jiggers, jiggers, check your bodies for jiggers, all right? And then everyone thought it was all done, and they laughed at her, and my wife laughed at her, and my wife puts her feet up on the table, and someone goes, what's that? And she goes, what? And she looks at the bottom of her feet, and there's a jigger. And so they start cranking open her. They get the scissors out, slice the bottom of the foot open. I got two of my friends. Now, luckily, I was at a meeting at this time, so I never saw any of this. I was doing important work for the Lord. But there was 6 adults and 4 kids working on this jigger, all right? 2 of the adults were on either side of my wife's foot, just pushing to get pressure so this little worm's head would pop out of her foot. And then they grabbed it with, not tongs, I was gonna say tongs, that's a little dramatic, They grabbed it with like little tweezers, and my buddy said, I found the head, and I grabbed the head, and this thing was squirming around. And they brought it, and the woman who's first, she had watched her own jigger got taken out, everything. Now she sees the worm come out of my wife's and literally goes to the bathroom and vomits, twice at the sight of a jigger, all right? And this is what happens, that God wanted to give us something that makes us sick.